What's going on? This is DJ Luke taking another break from studio work to sit down with music artist and entrepreneur SJM. What's going on? Glad to have you in here finally.
I know. I'm excited to be here, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a great little Q&A. Let folks know what you're up to with the music and whatever else is going to be talked about.
Excellent.
Let's get straight to it.
Let's get to it. High level or high life living is more than just what people see in the physical realm. So my belief is high life living portrays how I feel on this cellular level, rather than just private airplanes and jets and vacations and beaches. What that means to me is there's a direct relation between the way that my cells vibrate and oscillate and how I manifest things in the physical realm.
So this sounds like a philosophy, if you want to call it
Sure.
that. It's when did this become the way you view life?
So I remember when I had my entrepreneurial seizure back in 2013. I was standing in front of my former employer, and I remember his words were coming out of his mouth, but the audio wasn't registering. I remember just like interrupting what he was saying and telling him I quit. And from that moment on, I was exposed to something called the law of attraction, which my first exposure was a guy named Earl Nightingale, and he explained the strangest secret. I think it was back in the 60s or 70s, but I was exposed to that same afternoon. I had rent due, I was stressed out. How am I gonna make money? I quit my job. But what I did was using that information I got from the Earl Nightingale YouTube video I watched. I passed out cards, did what I had to do, promoted myself as an entrepreneur, not having any idea how it's going to play out. And ever since then, it's consistently gotten leveled up, and I haven't looked back since 2013.
Awesome.
So for me, creative expression is more my passion, my hobby, whether I'm in the recording booth or I'm making instrumentals, Fruity Loops, drum machines. I prefer rolling equipment personally myself. As far as branding, it's kind of like a double-edged coin. There's like the passion side of it. When I went to school for commercial music business and business, I tried turning my passion into a job, and I very quickly learned that this felt very laborious. I wasn't interested in the exciting side of it. I felt like a chore going in and out of the studio. I was like, man, I'm really not enjoying this. So I took a huge break and branded my construction company. And so It's easy for me to sell services to somebody who's already interested in services, but balancing the flow of the positive energy and expression and internal feelings that come along with a passion such as music or recording artist stuff is completely separate from branding. So branding for me is more about awareness, marketing, advertising, doing things that get your brand in front of the eyes of new people. The more the better. A little bit of both. So the difference between living a life and hoping for a life you can live kind of goes the same. Like I said earlier, what people do, what I tend to do, is not just positive thinking. What I do is I have a manifestation based on what I'm doing internally projected externally, because I believe our eyes aren't something that view things. I think they project what our blueprint of what our spirit actually wants to manifest. So in my mind, the blueprint in my head is I'm flying on jets. Have I had those experiences where I've flown to islands where tropical, Bahamas, Hawaii? Absolutely. But it's more than just that. It's more like this is who I am at a core level, and I feel the level of success that I've never reached, and so I just project that same image.
I like that concept. That's something else that I should probably do more to better my experience.
It's not I would say it's not just about positive thinking. It's a little deeper than that. I've been manifesting things for a very long time. So it's just kind of like what works for each person. You'll see gurus on YouTube, or you'll hear all these people on the radio talking about manifesting, but until you understand how it works for you individually, actually performing and laying out the groundwork for where the rubber hits the road is a different story. It has to be very unique, very personal experience to find out how that plays out in your life. Everything disappeared tomorrow. So I've lived several lives. I've lived a life of having a card that was never declined. I've lived a life of barely getting top ramen, mixing it with mayonnaise, top ramen and tuna, as they say. And the contrasting experiences I've experienced have shown me that it's not on me, like the clothing or the car or whatever, the vacations, it's inside of me. So the moment I realized that I had something to offer to the world, whether it was a service or a message or hope, what I did was I started realizing I have an internal confidence that's unmatched. So when I go pursue a venue or I pursue some sort of business venture, I already know what I bring to the table. So if I lose it all again, I'll get it all back. I've done it twice.
When was the most recent time that you were forced to start at that ground level or whatever the case?
Oh man, for the last 2 years straight, I've lived in other people's houses. I've had roommates that were completely insane. I've had to, share personal items, shampoo, conditioner. But it's when you get those next levels, it's like you can slowly see it unfolding. And it's been crazy. Like this last 2 weeks, I've been asked to do this. I got a new marketing strategy that's going to put approximately $1.7 million in my pocket in 2 years. Awesome. So it depends on where the universe meets you at. If you're living in a lower vibration and you assume that my life's not going to change, the universe will deliver, or God will deliver that same result to you. You'll get crappy experience after crappy experience. And I was stuck in that dark shadow of myself for a couple years. And then when I stopped playing the pity party and started working on what I could do and focusing on what I could change, things dramatically increased again.
You also just performed some of your music for the first time, was it?
Yeah.
That's something you've been wanting to do, and then it happened. You said the response was nice, great.
So the first time I performed was at karaoke. I've been a long time musician, 23, 27 years, making hip hop instrumentals originally. But one day I woke up and I wanted to move forward on a project with a very specific artist I was working with. And I got tired of waiting for them to do their portion of the song or whatever, their part. And I just got to the point, kind of like when I had my entrepreneurial seizure with the construction business, I was like, I'll just do it myself. And then more recently, it's only been we recorded our first song in 3 years ago. SJM was.
Yeah.
You were
right when I moved
Oakland?
back.
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't in Oakland.
You were in Oakland.
So you came out there, that would be 2018 at the soonest.
So yeah, 2018, that was the first time I recorded a track. And I never thought I would be doing live shows, and now I do it every weekend.
There you go, expanding and knocking out another piece of the puzzle.
I had a hand up because of what a great music producer you are. So it's a lot easier for me to get that flow consistently going, because when we leave the studio, the sound is unmatched. And it's easy for me to build that momentum towards moving into live crowds. Trigger warning. Music or recording music is a business. A lot of people don't have the financial or business education that it takes to run a business or the experience. What comes to mind for me is back in 2016, 2017, when there was an election for Donald Trump's first presidency. And someone asked me during the course of that process, who do you think's going to win? And after they got done talking, my response was Donald Trump. And they said, why? And I said, it's not about who knows more about the field they're in. America's a business, in my opinion, and he was the most seasoned and the most experienced business person running for that position, and that's what I believe.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think that the current like atmosphere of the industry itself is any factor in this? I mean, going from you got to be signed to a major to now you can do it independently and make a pretty dang good living, the digital age and all that. Do you think the era matters, or is it just that business mindset? Are there factors that kind of maybe make that sway a different way, or?
It's a really good question, and I don't know if I'm the person to ask that question. My experience in the music industry is very minimal. I've been in it for almost 3 decades, yes, but from my perspective, in business, it's a 2-part answer. So in business, if I'm looking around at what's going on, does it help me in the long run? Yeah, absolutely. But my experience has been, if I look back at my competition or what's going on around me, I lose focus of what I'm doing. So I could take 2 more steps faster by not looking around at my stuff and staying in my own lane, focus 100% on my own thing, than taking a peek around. On the other side, it's difficult because, like, I remember a time when I went out and got, like, Dr. Dre's 2001 Chronic album, right? And it was on a CD. Well, CDs are gone now. So the sales is almost 100% digital. So that's changed music in a whole. All the genres have changed dramatically. People still sell albums? Sure. But is it the way it used to be? Absolutely not. Absolutely nothing. I'd probably ask ChatGPT how to invest part of that into my business and what those questions would look like. But no, I feel like I'm on a really, really steady path. I've got business mentors. Paul has been a huge influence for me. He's been in radio for like 40 years. And I've got like people actually in my corner that are showing me day to day things I can't see. Because what I believe is if I just focus on what's on my radar, my perception can see around me, then I can't expand as a human being. And to expand into a level of success past where I'm at, I would have to see or be exposed to something I can't see.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, and also, the whole thing is, would you change? Well, if someone's like, hey, I like what you're doing, here's a bunch of money, I want you, what you've been doing got you to be noticed. So yeah, don't change a thing. It wouldn't make any sense.
It would be tempting. I'm not gonna lie. It would definitely be tempting.
Change about a molecules.
Yeah.
No, but staying with the formula that got you in the position where someone sees some value and they want to invest in you.
Right.
It's because of what you've been doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. First one, regret.
Plenty in my past. Don't want. We're doing one word?
No, whatever.
Okay, yeah, I have plenty of regret. A lot of learning experiences. What my biggest fear is laying on my deathbed and regretting not pursuing my dreams in music.
Good to go. Advantage.
Can we skip that one?
Yeah. Implication.
Oh man, I don't like this one. We should use my phone.
Oh my day. Lifestyle.
Okay, lifestyle. I believe that it's important to pursue a lifestyle that makes you happy on a deeper level. I'm sure a lot of people like I know are constantly pulling me out to let's go to the bar this weekend, let's do this, let's do that, and I'm like working 16 hours, man, you know?
Right.
I believe it's important to have a standard of living below what your income can provide you, and saving money in the difference to invest or to mold what you're doing.
Ancestor.
Interesting you say that. I'm actually going to be going to Washington to meet the tribe that I came from. Believe it or not, I am partly Native American. I don't know if it's the kind that gets paid. I know they have a casino. We'll find out. Apparently I have cousins in our tribe, so I'm going to go meet them.
Awesome.
That's funny you say that.
Very awesome. Banana.
Split. Ice cream.
Let's do one more. Slogan.
My company's slogan, no excuses, just results.
And your company is? Now's the time to let folks know.
Yeah, I have a construction company that does residential repairs. It's called Happy Home Repair. It's local to Sacramento. It's been in business since 2013.
Very awesome. And in fact, when we get to some of our projects here, I'm coming to you for some of the. We're going to tear out an old concrete side driveway and do the what's that crushed granite, little fine
DG.
pebbly stuff.
Deposited granite.
Okay.
We call it DG.
It's pulling the grass out, and so that's more landscaping. But do you do that too?
I mean, it depends.
We'll definitely have you getting that stupid driveway out of there, and there's going to be a fence to be built.
Yeah, I'd love to do the fence.
The fence building. There you go.
Yeah, we're great at doing fences.
Well, we're going to do business in the future.
Sounds
Outside
great.
of that, where can folks find everything to do with SJM?
Right now, my main focus is TikTok. It's SJM Music, and that's obviously Sacramento is where I'm at. They can find me on Instagram, same thing, official SJM Music. You can find me on a lot of mic stuff on YouTube or Facebook, but the majority of my focus right now is doing things in the present moment. So do we do the social media stuff? Sure. Can you find me there? Sure. But the easiest way is probably, I'd say, YouTube or TikTok.
And you can also check out on
SoundCloud.
You're on Cali Fired Volume 15, or was it 14? It was the one that
15.
just came out.
Track 4
in February.
Did my first feature for you, yeah.
Okay. No, that's a collab. Yeah, it's our song, and
it's on Apple Music too.
I kind of dig that one.
Yeah, you did
It's
the.
all
Yeah,
right. It's an
sounds
okay.
good. What do you mean, kind of?
Little ditty. No, it's a great song. So be sure to check that out. Yeah, of course, got to plug myself. DJ Loot presents Cali Fire Volume 15. Been out for a few weeks now, and working on Volume 16. And I'll be sure to have you on one of the next couple upcoming ones, maybe Volume 16.
I would love to check it out.
I've decided not to make a list and close it out because people come and go or just whatever. So I just kind of leave it going. Once I reach enough songs, put one out. So let's work on it.
I imagine as a producer, the turnover rate for artists is more like sales, where it's like just turnover, like inconsistency. It must be frustrating and challenging.
It can be. I have one guy that's been working on his song for whatever reason. It's taken him a year and a half.
Interesting.
I don't get it. Anyway, be sure to go to djloot.biz for everything as far as mixing, mastering beats, all the studio stuff, to be a guest on Break Time or on my radio show, Happy Hour with DJ Loot. All right, we're going to get up out of here.
Thank you,
SJM,
Mike.
thank you for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely, anytime.
Rent the air. They act tough for attention, I'm hard for real. I got stories that can break them, but my lips stay sealed. My composure is my weapon, my ambition's my steel. I'm the boss that can't manage major label appeal. On my way to viral stardom, got the lyrics people feel. Every bar's a revelation and the prophecy is real. I'm the calm before the chaos and the force they can't conceal. I'm the one they can't ignore cause they just wanna hear.